Kia, we'll even buy your vehicle for cash. Then choose from the area's largest selection, with over 100 new Kias being delivered every month. All available with zero money down and zero payments for up to 6 months. That's zero zilch for your new Kia until July.
It's time for one of the biggest events of the year, the Cowboys of Color Rodeo that features blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and whites competing for the crown of Cowboys of Color and cash. Live this year is one of the queens of R&B, Kelly Price. Also featuring DJ Cool. This is all taking place Saturday, May 7th at the Jim Nordic Arena at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds, with doors opening at 3:30, showtime 5:30. Get your tickets now at E6 or charge by phone 405-948-6800.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Gather until they built a stadium 2 blocks away, and now all you hear is a roaring crowd or someone asking if you're ready to rock. No, you are not ready to rock. But no matter where you call, Geico makes it easy to bundle and save on home and car insurance. Easier than trying to drown out 40,000 people by speaking really loudly.
Who's Aidan?
Yo, we are here at OKCPS Coaches Show. Here on CBS Sports Radio Station 105.3, we are here at Dick's Sporting Goods, 6601 Southwest 3rd Street. We are sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Stores, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Grinmore Sneaker Boutiques, and Big O's Poke and Dreams. So listen, we are excited to have with us the Southeast Middle School track. And let me tell you, one of the young man that's here with us named David Aguilar, he already told me he's the fastest dude in middle school in all of the state of Oklahoma. So we hope he can back all that up. But they are coached by Nagle and Nagle, Mr. and Mrs. Nagle. And there's a young lady by the name of Faith Gonzalez who also helps coach. And so we have Teairra Shields and David Aguilar. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Well, we are so glad to have you on our show tonight. So, Coach Nagle, let's start with you.
Okay.
Tell us how long you've been at Southeast Middle School, and how's this track program doing?
Well, this is my 3rd year at Southeast Middle School. This is our 3rd year to be open, in fact. And I spent the previous 6 years at another middle school in Oklahoma City, and I've been coaching track that whole time. So this is my 9th year of coaching track.
Got you. So obviously 9 years with middle schoolers. Mm-hmm. There's got to be something they say about middle school kids that I'm unaware of, but I'm sure some scientific proof about what kind of stages they're in and just this whole thing.
Oh, there's a lot of science behind it, yep.
And you've decided to stay at the middle school level for 9 years. How has that been?
I sure did. I love it.
Absolutely.
It's where I'm supposed to be.
All right, well, that's good stuff. So, Teairra, let's start with you. Tell us how did you get started in track, and what is it about track that you love so much?
I really didn't think I was going to run track, so I thought it's just running, but it's more than running. It's like, if you ever like in a stressful place and just running with the wind is like so peaceful.
Sure.
That's why I love it.
I should probably run more, but it's not happening. But no, I appreciate that. It is certainly a stress reliever, and I'm sure as a young lady and all of that is fun. But you're winning too. You're competing too, so you're getting stronger. And so, David, the fastest man in the state of Oklahoma middle school, tell me, man, how did you get involved in track, and who inspired that?
Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really joined track because I had too much things going on. But track is like a peaceful sport where you can just release everything that you have inside your heart. So that's also one reason why I joined track, just to, release some stress and stuff. And second thing is because I love to run a lot. I'm very energetic. I like to go run, throw things and stuff like that. That's why I joined track.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're out there participating. So, Teairra, tell me, what events do you run? And what about those events that you really enjoy?
I run the 4x1, the 100 dash, the 4x2 in long jump. I love the relays because it's all about teamwork and you're uplifting your team as you run.
Sure. What about you, David?
What I do is the 200-meter dash, the 100, and the 4x1, and I also do shock puts and discus.
Gotcha. So Coach Nagle, tell us a little bit about, how did you get into coaching track? Tell us a little bit maybe what your philosophies, and we'll have your husband come here shortly, but how did you get into it and your philosophy in terms of just coaching middle school track?
Honestly, I got into it because I was approached my first year of teaching, and they said, we really need a track coach, and you seem competent.
Absolutely.
And so that was actually my first. I did not run track and field when I was younger. I played other sports, but that was my first year in, and I just immediately just fell in love with it.
Gotcha.
And my philosophy is to let these kids kind of learn who they are through these sports and let them have some say in what they're participating in. Mm-hmm. I run everybody through everything. Everyone tries everything just to make sure that they understand. A lot of the kids in middle school, by the time they get to this sport, they've never done it, or some of them have never even heard of it. And so sometimes recruiting is a little bit more difficult for track and field. And so just getting everybody out there and trying everything and giving them that autonomy and choosing what they want to do, and then we start to focus in on individual sports and skills.
Sure. So Teairra, and I'm going to ask you the same thing, David. Do you guys tell me, what does practice look like? Right? Is it hard? Mr. Nagle, Coach Nagle, he doesn't look mean.
No, he's not mean at all, but he does make us he wants us to try our best, to not always be scared to do things, and that's what I love about track, So what they do is, in practice, they always tell us that we can do things, they always push us, they always humble us, basically, And that's why I love these coaches a lot. They're very nice, and they can just cheer you up, They can, if you're having a bad day, they can always.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they can hype you up and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Teairra, tell me, what about practice that you enjoy so much, and just your relationship with your coaches?
The most thing I enjoy about track is if you're not doing too good and you think you're not good enough, you're bad at this sport, they will uplift you and say you're good at this. Just try hard. They push you harder so you can be the best as you can. So
Coach Nagle, it sounds to me very clear that you guys are super positive as a staff, and so that's the sentiment that I've gained. What makes you guys that way, right? Because in the world of coaching, there are a lot of different philosophies. Some people are really hard on some sides, but how do you guys strike that balance, and how does that become what resonates with them the most?
We are tough on them, and we set our expectations high in the classroom and on the field. And they know that. They know that the expectations are high, but they also know that we are there to support them 100% of the way to achieve those expectations.
Sure, sure. Well, we'll let you switch with your husband, and I'll take a few more. I'm going to ask them some questions. You guys can go ahead and switch right now. Hope that's okay. So Teairra, being a track athlete at Southeast Middle School, how does that how do people view you in the hallways and in class? Because being an athlete, I think sometimes comes with another level of expectations, right? So what does that feel like? Do people see you as an athlete, and how do they respond to you?
I don't really think people sees me as an athlete, to be honest. But I don't want, if they do, I don't want to think that I'm the best. Like, that's just like, I love to be humbled. Like, I'm not better than everybody else, and I'm not good at anything than everybody else.
Gotcha. So do you think, David, as a student athlete, that you have to carry yourself a little differently in the hallway? The expectation, I don't want to say is higher, but because you are an athlete and people view you, how does that make you feel? And how do you kind of navigate that middle school hallway? I can remember my days. I don't know if I did too well, Dave.
So honestly, when I walk through the hallways, I just, I always tell people, hey, you should join track, like I always tell them humble things.
Sure.
And me personally, like, I don't see myself as the best. Like, I just want to help people, tell them that they're good, and that's how I am. And well, yeah, but I don't really like to like show off, I don't like to be that person that says, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. And I just want to, like, make everyone feel good about themselves.
Gotcha. So, Mr. Nagle, Coach, tell me, man, how did you get to Southeast Middle School track, and tell me what your motivation is for coaching.
I was actually recruited by my wife to.
You were made. You didn't have a choice, did you?
Oh, I had a choice. It was actually I was actually really excited. This is actually my first coaching assignment since I've been in education, and it was kind of a sweet deal.
Sure.
They needed a boys track coach, and we kind of we divide up the work according to what we're probably going to be best at, or have the potential to be best at. And for me, it was shot put and discus.
Sure. So this is your first coaching assignment. How has it been for you? And clearly you've been influential already just from what they've said. So how's it been for you working with middle school kids?
It's really been a lot of fun. One thing that's interesting about it is that since I did not throw shot put or discus in high school, it has been kind of a learning experience, all of us sort of learning together. There would be things that I would find out, how to do things better, or this form doesn't work, or trying to find a way to make each athlete as best as they, the best that they can be at whatever they're doing.
Absolutely. So Teairra, being a track athlete, are there any track athletes that you are looking up to that you maybe go home and Google or YouTube to see what they're doing? Is there someone out there that's inspiring Teairra to be the best track athlete she can be?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
That's fine. You'll discover someone at some point. What about you, Dave?
To be honest, this is actually my first year joining track, so I don't really watch those type of sports. But my dream is to become a person that that people look up to me and say, "Wow, that kid started from zero, and look at him now."
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I believe, just based on you guys' conversations, that your futures are extremely bright. So let me ask you this. Before the track meet, what are you doing? Do you have headphones? Are you listening to music? And if you are, what's on your playlist? Let's start with you, Teairra. Hold on to that one, David.
I don't know.
You can say it. Your mom's watching. She's listening, people. She can't say it.
No, before the track meets, I be asleep. But at the track meets, we get on the bus. we're proud of ourselves because all the work we put in, we listen like different type of genres and music. We get each other hype.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do listen to music, you know.
You sleep too, like Teairra over there?
Nah, I don't sleep.
Okay,
I don't sleep. What I do is like I wear my headphones, right, and I always put some like Drake or like some what's it called, Emily Chop, like some hype songs, you know, to keep me more hype. And what's it called? Well, that's what makes me get more ready for the what's it called, for the race.
I got you.
And I always stretch every 5 minutes. I stretch. I don't know why I always do that, but it's just a new habit for me.
Stretching is probably necessary. Coach, since he mentioned stretching, what do you guys talk to your athletes about stretching, nutrition, right? And so are there pregame, I say pregame, are there meals, snacks that you guys are talking and giving these student athletes prior to these track meets?
We do try and give them some leadership on what they're going to, what they should not eat. We try and keep it as healthy as possible, certainly while we're there.
Sure.
Keep the food as nutritious as possible while also having to, unfortunately, be as portable as possible while we're moving equipment around. Certainly staying away from the concession stand until they're done.
You got to eat a hot dog.
And then they can go wild.
No, listen, I loved running track in middle school and high school, and just that whole kind of trying to stay focused for that amount of time. It's a long time, and so you guys have clearly done a wonderful job. So I think we got one more coach to slide in here, Faith, and then I'm going to ask these two a few more questions. Thank you, Coach Nagle. So David, who are those people out there that you would want to say thank you to for what they do and how they support you as a student athlete at Southeast Middle School?
Man, I have to support. Like, I want to say thank you for my parents because they always been there for me. I always shout out to all my friends that go to Southeast. Even shout out to that one person.
One person?
that one special person.
I think we just had our first shout out to a special friend here on the radio show.
Yeah. but I'm thankful for them because they always support me. They always have my back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for them.
Teairra, who is it out there that you want to say thank you to?
Shout out to my parents too. They take their time of the day to take me to practice, take me to the school to check me early in the morning. And also Coach G. The motivation she gave me is like, shout out to early, I guess.
I gotcha. So, Coach G, thank you for being here. Kind of tell us who you are and how long you've been at South East Middle School, and how did you get involved in coaching track?
Well, I ran track in high school and in middle school, and I guess elementary. This is my first year at Southeast. I got into it because my younger sister goes to Southeast, so like I just love the way that they have their stuff coordinated and stuff. And then I reached out to Coach Nagle, and I was like, hey, I ran track myself, and I was like, I want to be a volunteer and help the kids out and stuff. And they kind of won my heart, and I was like, they kind of won my heart, and it's been really fun.
Well, I'll tell you this, it'll be hard not to win your heart when I hear them talking about being humble and being appreciative. I mean, that's like, I want to come coach at Southeast now. I mean, they just seem really to just embody what you guys are teaching and coaching out there. So tell me, what have you learned from these student athletes? It's your first time coaching. What was that challenge you thought you were going to have? And then, how did you overcome those fears, so to speak?
The challenge was probably be like their attitude, because I remember
middle school kids with an attitude? No way, not you, Dave.
I remember whenever I was in middle school, and I would always have an attitude with my coaches, but but whenever I was scared, I was shy to introduce myself to them, and I was like, hey, I'm Coach G, win or lose, y'all are still gonna be number one in my heart, but other than that, they're doing a really awesome job. I'm really proud that I chose to be with Southeast Middle School.
Listen, you guys, you make me feel good because there's a great sense that you really love and value what you do at Southeast Middle School track with these kids. And so I think OKCPS is blessed because you guys are coaching and teaching these student athletes. So listen, thank you for being a part of this OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports. 105.3. We're getting ready to take a break, but we're here at Dick's Sporting Goods at 6601 Southwest 3rd Street here in OKC. Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Store, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Grin Moore Sneaker Boutique, and Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
It's time for one of the biggest events of the year. The Cowboys of Color Rodeo that features blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and whites competing for the crown of Cowboys of Color and cash. Live this year is one of the queens of R&B, Kelly Price. Also featuring DJ Cool. This is all taking place Saturday, May 7th at the Jim Norick Arena at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds, with doors opening at 3:30, showtime 5:30. Get your tickets now at E6 or charge by phone 405-948-6800.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Boyd Street, Norman. Come and feel the spring. CBS Radio 105.3.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with Premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with Premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Your first house. Gotcha. Coach Hudson, start testing.
Testing. Fix it. You fix me. Testing.
You good?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Testing. Yep.
He's got a radio voice.
There you go. What's up?
What's up?
It's a little loud in here. Okay. Yeah, that's better.
Is it too loud? I didn't ask.
No.
Coach, you gonna make it.
Yeah. Tricked me.
Is the mic fine here?
Sorry.
Yes. Yep.
Can almost touch it.
No, I can yeah. I can hear all.
It's Kentucky Fried to order on the KFC app or at KFC.com. At participating locations, prices may vary.
And we're back here at Dick's Sporting Goods. CBS Sports Radio Station 105.3 FM here at Dick's Sporting Goods, 6601 South 3rd Street in OKC. We're brought to you by SNU, Casey's General Store, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Grin Moore Sneaker Boutique, and Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue. Hey, we are now joined by Roosevelt Middle School Track. We have two coaches here, Coach John Zehr and Coach Hudson, who I hear is extremely famous, and we're going to get into her famous here in a little bit. And we have a student athlete, Aidan Lozano. So thank you guys for being here on today. Well, let's start with you, Coach Hudson. Tell us how long you've been at Roosevelt, how you got into coaching, and I'm going to save the special question for a little bit later about soccer.
Okay. This is my second year at Roosevelt, and this is, let's see, how I got into coaching. I got in probably from my love of the game, from playing so many years, and I ran out of playing years, so I had to get into it and live vicariously through these kids.
Absolutely. Now, how long have you just been at Roosevelt, or have you been at some other schools in the OKCPS?
I was also at Northwest Classen for 1 year.
Okay.
Before I came to Roosevelt. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, Coach Zehr, tell me, man, how'd you get to Roosevelt, and how did you get involved in track? Look like you're still running a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I ran in college at SNU, and how I got into coaching, I actually started when I was in college. So I ran cross-country and track in college. My senior year, I volunteer coached at like the Bethany High School in the area, and I fell in love with it immediately. And then Roosevelt, they gave me a call, and it was like out of nowhere. And they offered me like a job to teach there. And then I snuck into the coaching. They were like, nobody wanted to coach track across country, and that's what I love. That's what I wanted to do. So it was just a match made in heaven.
Well, that's cool, man. And so we have Aidan Lozano. Aidan, so how did you get involved in track, and why are you drawn to it and get so much out of it?
Well, first, it started in cross country.
Yep.
As soon as I started running, it was like something that would help me with almost everything. So I feel like I was drawn to it. It's kind of like I compare it to like medicine in a way. I mean, I don't take medicine really, but like that's how I would describe it.
Sure.
So I'm drawn into it. So.
Gotcha. So Coach Zehr, tell me, what does practice look like for you guys, and you know what kind of thought process goes into that? When I ran in high school and middle school at the old Eisenhower, you know, I don't have many memories of practice, but I do have a lot of memories of those track meets. So tell me what practice looks like for you guys.
Yeah, practice is very structured. We start with our one-lap warm-up, and then we go into our stretches, our kind of like slower stretches, and then we do our drills. And so it took them a while to get the drills down, but I know that stuff goes into like the mechanics of running. So I try and stress that that's like the most important part. Like those little things, if you do those, then like it'll show up later on. So we do that, and then, you know, I've got different types of workouts, whether it's like endurance stuff, breaking up into groups during the bulk of the workout, and then we'll do like some type of core, and then like upper body strength, lower body strength, depending on the day, and then we'll stretch and we'll be done.
Gotcha. So Coach Hudson,
yes.
How do you play into that and your role in coaching, and where you get that philosophy from?
Where do I get that philosophy from? My role in that is I'm also the girls track coach.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that he coaches the track team.
Yes.
And I say that I consider myself to be smart enough to know which one of us knows more about it and to give the most to the kids. So
Sure.
I handle some other things
Absolutely.
and on the outsides, and let the expert here take care of those kids.
Yeah, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork thing. So
definitely.
What do you guys talk to them about? Like, is there a motto for this Roosevelt track team? Is there a word or phrase that can describe the personality of Roosevelt track? Now, I got a few smiles here, so this should be interesting responses. Aidan, you want to have a strike at it, and then we'll let the coaches have a strike at it.
All right, yeah. I would say that for like Roosevelt as a personality that like we're all drawn into sometimes like a dark pit, but when we go out there, like, you know, we're a whole different person. So we're like more brighter when we run. Just overall colorful person, but during school sessions we get a lot wild up most of the time, and I admit that because we're real like that.
Sure.
We're never going to be fake.
Gotcha.
we're going to show us who we are on that.
Gotcha. Coach Zehr?
I'm trying to think of a perfect word. It might be charisma. Like, our kids are so, like, they're, like, passionate about everything. They're middle school, but I feel like our kids specifically, we're kind of crazy over at Roosevelt. Like, you know, they're always, like, they're singing on the bus and stuff when we go to meets. They're just running around at meets, getting to know different people, and then, like, when it comes to the races, every single kid, like, goes crazy for whenever our other kids are out there. And I think that, like, energy is, like, everywhere. And then they're a little spastastic everywhere else, but, like, that's my job, the coach's job, and, like, some of our leaders to bring everybody into our goal still.
Sure.
We can still have that energy, but we need to focus it sometimes.
Gotcha. Coach Hudson?
You know, this is a resilient group, and the reason I say that is because, you know, we have been through so much adversity in the last couple of years when it comes, especially middle schools, you know, when it comes to their athletics and their sports, we haven't got to do anything really. So this group is so resilient because COVID knocked them down. You know, I mean, you're talking about grades and trying to do it virtually and then coming back in person and everything else. And these kids are so resilient, and all of a sudden we're starting to see them blossom. I had no idea we had so many little stars in the making, and I mean, they're so resilient, and they've stayed after it, and so to me, that's probably the word I would use.
Got you. Now, it sounds like a lot of fun, and I think you guys let them be authentically themselves, right? And not that you want to change them, but you just kind of want to direct it and push them in certain ways. Tell me what the philosophy is going into a track meet. What are you talking to those student athletes about their diets, about their preparation, their thought process, you know, and then I'll ask some specific questions about certain events that, you know, as I was taught a long time ago how to run certain things. But we'll start there first.
Yeah, so I think the process is like a bunch of things, and I don't want to overwhelm them because, like, I've got so much knowledge on, like, how to do it perfectly, but the main thing I want them to do is, like, their mind, honestly. Having a good mindset going to the meets. Like, some of them will get into their own heads where they're like, oh, I can't beat these girls, they're too fast, or I can't beat these guys. And it's like, you gotta, it starts up here. With running, it's all mental. And that I think I tell them that all the time. But, like, it's mental more than anything. The beginning of the season, they couldn't finish one of my workouts, and by the end of it, now all of them are killing them. Because it's like, it's all in their mind, really. I mean, yeah, it's a little getting into shape, but it's like, running is painful. It's gonna hurt. You got to be able to push through some of that, and now they're to that point, and so we're good now. Yeah.
So Aidan, tell me what events you run.
I run the 800-mile.
You glutton for punishment. They say.
Yes, yes.
He's the 800 guy. I made him into that.
So good at it.
I'm just I would say a distance runner.
Sure. Now, do you have a desire to obviously run in high school, but even go further than that to run?
Yes. The 800 is what I'm really striving for.
Gotcha.
Maybe the mile too, but
Prefontaine.
Also, yes, in high school, I'm just really wanting to be at the top. I want to be the person people are like, there's always that person out there. I want to be that person.
Sure.
Dude.
Like, you know, he won the cross country ACAC.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, look at the champ.
And he just started running this year in 8th grade.
Wow.
He's a stud.
No, that's really cool. So I ran track at John Marshall. They won a few state championships back in the day, and I ran the 400. And so what is your philosophy on teaching? Now, I'll tell you the story, Aidan. My coach tried to throw me in the 800 relay, but I played like I pulled something. I wasn't doing that. Not twice.
Hey, he runs
Coach Ellis. I'm sorry, Coach Ellis.
He runs the 400, 4x4.
So tell me what is the philosophy to run this 400, right? You hear stride the straights and run the curves. You know, you hear all of these. What do you say?
You should ask him. I've taught him how to run it. So
tell me what the strategy is, Aidan, because I didn't get it. I just, when the gun went, I started running.
Yeah, so as soon as I hear the gun too, you know, I sprint. But my main desire on this is like for my strategy is literally just go all out this whole lap. I mean, yes, you can like pace the whole thing, but you only got one lap. And something I also learned about the mile is like the second lap, like your last second lap, dude, that's a fast race. So these first lap, 400, dude, I feel like you should just go all out there. And that's what I've been doing.
No, I don't doubt that. I think that's the only way, honestly, to run. It's different now, right? The people running the mile 10, 15, 20 years ago, they're much more. I mean, the mile is a sprint these days.
Yeah.
It's not even the same with nutrition, with just strength and development, you know. And what do you guys, Coach, talk to them about what they're putting into their bodies? Do you do any weightlifting, you know? And then this thing, and I think you might have some perspective, what OKCPS is doing with their facilities and changing all of that. What do you guys think about that? How does that make you feel as a coach, as someone who's kind of watching the landscape of these schools change?
Oh, I absolutely love the landscape. I love what they're doing. I love that they're putting more into the athletics, especially at these high schools, for these kids to go to. Like our feeder school is U.S. Grant. I mean, the brand new softball field, brand new baseball field, you know, and it makes it exciting for these kids because now we want to play a game there, you know, against, you know, like a Jefferson, so that we could have that rivalry to encourage those kids to want to go to school there. But for these kids to get to, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, Fields and Futures is taking care of us too, you know, because we have amazing facility, you know, at our site on our campus. But
Sure.
you know, but yeah, all of them are just, I mean, it's like every time I turn around there's another one that's building up, and it's really
Sure.
exciting. I
Sure.
mean,
Hey, Aidan, thank you. Let's switch out. I think you got another student athlete that you want to get on here. Is that right?
oh, you were gonna, okay.
Yeah, well, whoever's going to switch out is fine. Hey, I just want to, you guys, thank you, Coach. Coach, you can't go. I got to ask you about soccer first. Tell us,
I
Coach,
gotta
about
stay.
soccer.
All right. So ACAC soccer happening today, and I just want to really give a shout out to the Roosevelt girls soccer team is in the finals. Thursday night at Taft Stadium at 6 p.m. They will be playing Belle Isle for the championship. And these girls have, man, they've had what a good year they've had. They've had some really close games, and it just seems like they're peaking at the right time.
Sure.
So, and our boys played well today. They just fell a little short against Taft, but our girls are going to the finals.
Wow. So really, how much, there's not much school left, right? So this is almost, what are you going to do to prepare for next year? What are you doing in the hallways? What kind of summer program? You know, tell me that really quickly. I think we got a few moments.
Yeah, so this year I specifically tried recruiting 6th graders and 5th graders, because 5th graders can't run, like compete at meets, but we can get them ready. And we have a large batch of 6th grade girls specifically that are really talented. We're trying to like pour into them, and I coach year round. Like I coached Aidan all winter pretty much, like giving him workouts and stuff and meeting twice a week. I know that with running, it's year round. It's consistency over anything. That's what I preach to them, consistency.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
We got one new athlete over here. Tell us your name and tell us what events you run.
Edgar, and I do the mile, 2 mile, 800, and 300 hurdles.
Really? So you're another guy that just loves the ache and just the hurt running around for 2 miles. Tell me, what is the one thing that being a track athlete has really done for you?
Open.
It's, you know, has it made you stronger? Have you developed some more determination? Just tell me one of those benefits that just being a part of this track program has given to you.
Well, basically, made me like the sport.
Gotcha. Well, if you like track, you can probably like just about anything, because running is painful. Hey, listen, we thank you. We're getting ready to take a break, but we're here on OKCPS Coaches Show on CBS Sports Radio. 105.3 here at Dick's Sporting Goods. We're brought to you by SNU, Casey's General Store, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Gridmore, Sneaker Boutiques, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
And for one of the biggest events of the year, the Cowboys of Color Rodeo that features blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and whites competing for the crown of Cowboys of Color and cash. Live this year is one of the queens of R&B, Kelly Price. Also featuring DJ Cool. This is all taking place Saturday, May 7th at the Jim Nordic Arena at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds, with doors opening at 3:30, showtime 5:30. Get your tickets now at E6 or charge by phone 405-948-6800.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Answer the basic questions on the site, then claim the deals they show you and get $750 sent to your Cash App.
I'm always short on cash. I'm going to getcash23.com right now to claim my $750 Cash App.
Ready to claim your $750? Get started right now at getcash23.com. Go to getcash23.com. Just go to getcash23.com. Follow the simple instructions and claim your $750 fast and easy. Go to getcash23.com. Getcash23.com. That's getcash23.com. Go to getcash23.com. Getcash23.com. Getcash23.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Did you hear about the girl who ordered this miracle clay and it grew her hair 6 inches in a month? Yeah, urban legends won't magically grow your hair, but there's a breakthrough new regimen from Gold Series that actually can make a difference. The Gold Series New Lengths collection was designed by Black scientists, especially for textured hair. The unique formula, which includes apricot.
Testing. Is that too loud for you?
No, that's all good.
Is it loud in your ear?
Oh, I didn't hear it. Testing.
You bring home $399 a week? Yes. Then yes, you need to get to the #1 Kia dealer in the state, Boomer Kia. My name's James Wade, and I'm the general manager at Boomer Kia. And we want your trade, regardless of make, miles, condition, or your situation. We'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe. And at Boomer Kia, we'll even buy your vehicle for cash. Then choose from the area's largest selection, with over 100 new Kias being delivered every month. All available with zero money down and zero payments for up to 6 months. That's zero zilch for your new Kia until July. Do you have a job bringing home $399 a week? Boomer Kia wants to approve you today. Get pre-approved right now, all without hurting your credit, with iPreCheck at boomerkia.com. Then visit the #1 Kia dealer in the state, Boomer Kia. We have better selection, so you get better deals.
With approved credit with KMF, deferred payments by dealer, interest accrues date of sale, less tax, tag, and license. Expires 3/5/22 based on 2021 total sales.
Did you know running your dishwasher every night with Cascade Platinum actually saves water?
Saving water smarter with the dishwasher.
It's true. An Energy Star certified dishwasher with Cascade Platinum uses only 4 gallons of water per cycle, while a running sink uses that every 2 minutes. Every load saves water.
Saving water smarter with the dishwasher.
So do it every night. Run your dishwasher with Cascade Platinum, the surprising way to
save water.
And we're back for the last time tonight here at Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah. OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio Station 105.3. We're here at Dick's. Come on out tonight, 6601 Southwest 3rd Street. Here in OKC, we're brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, SNU, Casey's General Store, Scissortail Waste Solutions, Automax, Grinmore Sneaker Boutiques, and Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue. But for the final act on this Monday night, we have Southeast High School Junior ROTC, coached by Stephen Fousek. Student athletes Arturo, Sanchez, Angie, Escobar, and Joel himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's me.
So, Coach, Steve, tell us a little bit about what ROTC is, our Junior ROTC is, and how long you've been a part of that program, leadership program at Southeast High School.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Southeast, we're Air Force leadership program. We're a citizenship program. So we focus on character, leadership, building kids up and learning how to communicate, be leaders, and just to be successful in life. I've been at Southeast for 2 years and in JROTC for 7. What's something unique about JROTC is we are run by cadets. So we call them cadets, our students. So we're a 4-year program, so the longer the stay, the more leadership they have. So while I'm a coach of our drill team, I'm kind of an athletic director because the coaches are seniors. They run the programs. We have around 4 to 5 different teams, and each one of them is the commander and leads that team. They make sure kids are there. They motivate. They instruct. They counsel. And it's a real good opportunity for them to have that opportunity to learn how to coach, how to be a leader.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. I know we got Angie over here. You're going to get her in, and we're going to talk a little bit about. So I'll start with you, Joel. Tell me, what drew you or what got you interested in Junior ROTC?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I think the military was just always something that I was interested in. But initially, when I was signing up for my classes for the beginning of my freshman year, I saw that JROTC was one of them. Now, whenever I signed up to be in JROTC, a lot of people were telling me, don't do it, it's a hardcore class. There was going to be instructors.
Like Mr. Fousek, who's like really bad, right?
Exactly.
He's really
very, very
yelling at you.
They were telling me that it was just going to be an instructor yelling at you, push-ups every day, all that traditional stuff.
Sure.
And so I tried staying as far away as I could from it.
Yep.
But whenever I showed up at my first day at high school, I ended up getting the JROTC class at Southeast. And ever since that day, I've never regretted going there.
Sure. So I have Arturo here. Tell us how you got interested in, and drawn into Junior ROTC, and then we'll go to Angie down there.
So I heard about JROTC 8th grade year in U.S. history. My teacher said it would be a good fit for me. He saw me that it would give me good leadership and build my discipline. So I decided to take it. First impressions, when I walked in the room, there were so many trophies from the previous people, and I was wondering what that was. And they had this cookout for the incoming cadets to meet like newer cadets, older cadets, even alumni. And in that cookout, I was exposed to something known as drill team. And drill team is the JROTC's after-school program. And my time in JROTC, phenomenal. I do not regret joining that class. It was so much fun. I had so many memories. I made so many friends through it, including these two right here.
Yes.
I've known them since freshman year. We've been friends since then, and it's a really, really good experience. I remember going to Teairra Air Force Base as a field trip and seeing the arms department and the canines being trained. There was a senior my freshman year who decided to go into this suit and get chased by the German Shepherds, and he got taken down easily, and he was like 6'4", almost 300 pounds, and it was crazy seeing that. But
stay out of trouble.
Definitely big time. But I was in my freshman to now my senior year, and so much fun, especially the drill team.
Gotcha. So Angie Escobar, thank you for joining us. Tell me, how did you get interested in that in Junior ROTC?
Okay, so for my freshman year, I had a JROTC class, and honestly, I was about to leave that class and change it to a different class because I didn't think it'd be cool. But then my father talked me into it. He told me to give it a try and all that. And so I stayed. And then I have this friend. Her name is Zehr. She was part of the drill team, which is what we do for competition. And I decided to join with her and see how it was going to go. And the first day I tried it, it went really good. It looked really cool how they did the movements and all that. So I decided to stay for the year. We went to field trips. We did a lot of stuff, competitions. It was really fun for me.
So I'm looking at this trophy, and I'm gonna get to this rifle here in a second. But let's talk about the trophies. So the last competition you guys in, tell me, you guys winning a lot of these competitions. Kind of tell me what that's all about.
Tell him, Joel.
Joel is the spokesman, people.
I feel like this should go to Arturo.
Nah, I'm kidding. So in these competitions for drill JROTC, there's a different variety of schools that are involved with different branches, like Navy ROTC, Army ROTC, Air Force ROTC. And so we go into this one school or building or area, and we participate in different categories.
Sure.
It's like, I believe, track where they have like javelin and shot put. It's essentially that we have an area called inspection where we're in formation, we have to answer questions from a packet, and there's another event known as regulation where we have to follow a certain sequence to follow through with that. And then there's the fun one, exhibition, where we spin rifles, flip them, toss them, catch them, the fun stuff right there.
Well, listen, since you brought up the fun category, we have this rifle here. I believe someone, I'm not sure which of you three, are going to give us an exhibition of flipping what this rifle looks like. Let's go, Joe. If you just stand right over there.
Let's go.
Go take the headset off?
You can take it off, yes.
Okay.
Listen, I want you to keep your hands on it, so you take that off. Don't want you to be cumbered in any way. So, hey, listen, I know you can follow us on YouTube, so it's on the YouTube page. Joel is getting ready to spin this rifle and kind of show us what this fun part of the competition is. You do your thing, and I'm going to do my best to keep talking, right?
So smooth.
So the rifle weighs approximately 8.6 pounds, and at first it's heavy, but as you train with it, you get used to it, and you're able to do movements such as this. And these are movements that we performed in our drill exhibition sequences.
There you go.
And the thing about that's something unique of doing this is with a lot of sports, people can participate in them, and they can potentially throw a football, albeit not good, right?
Yeah.
But with this, nobody can go spinning a rifle.
There you go.
I believe no one can go spinning a rifle on their first attempt. They can't spin it. They're going to be disoriented by the weight of it. So it takes time, dedication, and practice to actually even do not even half of that.
Sure. No, I'm telling you, 8.6 pounds, you said. I'm watching Joel spin that. Like, that's not Nerf. That's legit. That's real. And so what happens in the earlier stages of learning this particular skill? What does that look like, right?
Okay, let me talk about this.
And I have another one. That's why after you
Back to
talk
me.
about yours.
Back to me.
Back to you.
Okay, so essentially, whenever you're first learning to practice this rifle, you're not started off firsthand with exhibition.
Sure.
You started off with regulation movements, which is just normal, non-spinning movements. No danger.
No danger.
But once you get that down, they start putting you towards more exhibition-style movements, which is danger. And, a lot of the times you're going to end up getting hurt. Your hands are going to be bruised because, as you can see up there, you can hear the rifle getting smacked. You can hear noise, and that's caused by hitting the rifle just really hard with your hands. And whenever you first start, you're going to have bruises all over your hands. You're going to have cuts.
This junior ROTC is violent.
Very, I told you.
That's what we do.
And like the case that happened to me, if you start doing more crazy stuff, it's going to start hitting you in the face.
Sure.
And I broke my nose.
That was scary.
Wow. So, Angie, do you spin too and do those things with the rifle?
Yes, I do.
How has your experience been? You don't have you didn't get a broken nose or anything, did you?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you've been safe.
Yeah, I make sure I stay safe every time I get the rifle because sometimes I do get scared of it.
Absolutely. What about you?
So you mentioned about how it is the experience with starting off. So my freshman year when I first did drill, there's a simple movement we first learned known as exhibition order arms, where we spin the rifle like that. Yeah, what I mean that it's hard to, when you're starting out, it's hard. I hit my eye in the side of the rifle by doing that.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm dying. Nah. But with enough practice and dedication, I became proficient in it, and I loved it.
Got you.
Very fun.
Angie, let me ask you this. What have you learned in this leadership program that you can take with you to college or to the next level of your life?
Well, honestly, it actually helped me talk to more people and not be afraid to just be out there.
Sure.
Sorry.
Sure. Joel?
I think one of the biggest things that you can gain from being part of the JROTC program at Southeast is just your level of confidence. That was one of the biggest things that I've gained from being in the JROTC program. Just being able to rely on others and have others depend on you just really brings your confidence level to a different level.
Sure. Arturo, tell me, not to answer that one, I got another question for you.
Alrighty.
What are some of the benefits or the opportunities that are out there if you are participating in JROTC, Junior ROTC?
Learning more about the military, getting you interested in it as well. It's not a pathway. You don't have to join the military in JROTC, but in JROTC, you can learn more about it and see if you're more interested in joining the military. That's also another option. Or even ROTC in college, because when you take ROTC in high school, it'll help you with your public speaking skills as well and your leadership.
So is there scholarship opportunities?
Yes, there are scholarship opportunities.
So for those of you who are listening, watching, those at Southeast and other places where they have Junior ROTC of all of the branches, there's opportunities for you to go to college, and there's some money out there available. Who are those people that you want to thank really quickly just for being a part of this Junior ROTC?
Technical Sergeant Joseph, Master Sergeant Joseph, Chief Fousek,
Colonel Neely.
Technical Colonel Neely, Colonel Sanders, Colonel Kilty, my father, my 8th grade U.S. history teacher for teaching me about this program, and my friends that I made along the way.
All right, Joel?
I think I'm going to have to give a big shout out to, Master Sergeant Stephen Fousek and our new colonel that just arrived this year. They've been big influences in my career in high school, and I feel like they deserve a really big shout out.
Cool beans. Angie?
So to me is Master Sergeant as well, and also Colonel Neely, because he's the one who pushed me to stay and do stuff out there. So big shout out to him because he helped me a lot.
Well, listen, we are about to conclude this show, but I want to say this for anyone who's listening, watching. If JROTC can have this much of an impact and influence on these three that I'm looking at tonight, I will encourage many of you who are sleeping, if you will, on JROTC to really look at that, because it sounds like it's really strengthening your mind, body, and your soul. So we thank you so much. Listen, you've been here at the OKCPS Coaches Show. Here on CBS Sports Radio Station 105.3 FM, we're at Dick's Sporting Goods, 6601 Southwest 3rd Street. Listen, if you need some sporting goods, come on down to Dick's. They got what you need.
Yes.
We're brought to you by SNU, Casey's General Store, Sizatel Waste Solutions, Automax, Grinmore Sneaker Boutiques, and Big O's Pork and Dreams. We'll see you next Monday.
Bye.
See you.
Adios.
It's time for one of the biggest events of the year. The Cowboys of Color Rodeo that features blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and whites competing for the crown of Cowboys of Color and cash. Live this year is one of the queens of R&B, Kelly Price. Also featuring DJ Cool. This is all taking place Saturday, May 7th at the Jim Norick Arena at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds, with doors opening at 3:30, showtime 5:30. Get your tickets now at E6 or charge by phone 405-948-6800.